Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. We're taking a look at social media as it seems to be going nuts over allegations that Meghan copied yet another thing. So we're going to be breaking that down and discussing my thoughts and people's comments on all of it. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, and leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my video. I sincerely appreciate it. I don't know what day this is going up, but I'm recording this on Thursday. And we just got pictures of our Catherine that I'm going to show you. And that's why I'm wearing red, because I love Catherine so much. And today she was wearing red. Shall we start with that and take a look? I think so too. All right. So Catherine hosted at Windsor Castle today the women's rugby team. It's England women's rugby team. So the reason that they were hosted there is because in September of 2025, they won the World Cup. So we got beautiful pictures of Catherine and the women's rugby team. Congratulations to them. And look how beautiful, amazing picture. There she is. I love this outfit so much. I don't know if you can tell from the pictures, but it's like an asymmetrical blazer, and it looks beautiful on her. That color suits her so much. She really does look gorgeous. But what's cute about this is I found out she had a conversation with some of the people there about she was basically explaining that it's important to her that up until a certain age they can play co-ed, rugby, and she was talking about swimming and things like that, and how it's fun for the boys and girls to play together. But then at a certain age, she was talking about how the boys' strength comes into play and how things change. And she was joking about that she did not want to get tackled by George anymore. She said that they play rugby and she does not want to get full on tackled by George. And they talked about George's size, Prince George's size, and they speculated that he will be 6'4". And I thought, oh, they must be, joking around. I didn't realize until I looked into it. Do you know how tall Prince William is? I knew he was tall, but I didn't realize how tall he was. 6'3". So Prince William could be 6'4" or taller. That's amazing. So Prince William 6'3", and Catherine, Princess of Wales, is listed at 5'9". So good for them. That's amazing. I haven't mentioned in a while, and if you're new here and don't know, I'm really tall too. I love tall. I'm over 6 feet tall. My Gosling, I don't say exact information about her, but she's closer to Princess Charlotte's age, and she is the second tallest in her school, the tallest girl in her school. So I think she's also going to be like something in that area, if I had to guess, something like that. So, if it works out between her and Prince George, that's great with me. But anyway, I wore red to celebrate our Catherine and the women's rugby team. Congratulations to them. And I just love her so much. Okay, now that we've had our ray of sunshine, shall we have some fun and some laughs? I think so too. Okay, let's take a look. Starting here with this one posted by Genevieve at _Genevieve's on. I got this from X, and it says, Meghan caught stealing again. Simply plagiarize a popular item on Etsy without giving credit to the original sellers. Steals other people's ideas, slaps on the Duchess title, sells for a silly amount. Her Nigerian heritage is revealing itself now more than ever. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? So, yep, here it is. The Etsy fell asleep here bookmark, and her fell asleep here bookmark. There you go. I mean, not an original thought anywhere to be had. I just think this is bananas. Reminder that she's selling hers for $18, and I did look into it, and it appears, now I've heard conflicting stories, and I love Think Beautiful, and she did some research and thinks that it was even produced different than I'm thinking. Maybe that's the case. She's great at research, so maybe she's right. She thinks it was like subbed out maybe even to China for just cents per item. Maybe it was. The research that I found took me more toward what they were saying, which was it was produced in England, in which case the original bookmark was about $11 and being resold for about $18. So that's a pretty hefty markup on a bookmark. The other thing that I want to remind you, I talked about this in a separate video. There's so many things that bother me about this bookmark. Again, you can't see my books, but I'm an avid reader. I love to read. I don't typically buy bookmarks. I usually use like old junk mail, or I keep like this card stock in, and I'll just stick in a book, because to me it's just easier to pull out something big, or if I am falling asleep, I can just shove it in there. That's just me. I totally get some people want to buy a bookmark. To each his own, go for it. I get it. I just don't understand this bookmark. I really don't. To me, it just doesn't seem like it's going to hold its shape, and it seems small, and I don't understand the need for a leather bookmark. That's just me. But I want to show you that when I talked about this the other day, oops, did I not pull it? Oh, hang on. Let me see. Sorry. I must not have gotten it. Okay. Well, actually I might have it. Sorry, bear with. In the last one I did, I probably still have it here. Here we go. Bookmark. Let's see here. I have my last slideshow from this. Hold on. There it is. Okay. I pulled this picture and I showed you, this is her advertisement for the bookmark. And you can already see that it's starting to flip up a little bit and not hold its shape. So that thing just doesn't look like it's going to hold on at all. It just doesn't. It does. If your advertisement already looks worn, I just don't think that's saying good things about your product. I really don't. So I don't understand this at all. But going back, so they're pointing out that it is a ripoff of something that was pretty popular on Etsy. Now let's look at this. Some of the comments underneath. Somebody says, isn't there a been caught stealing Jane Addiction song? It's like her theme song. I think that's pretty good. If you missed it, I actually have a video of quotes and things that Meghan is alleged to have borrowed and forgotten to attribute, shall we say, been caught stealing. So take a look at that. Ellen C., friend of the show, hi Ellen, says, when I was in business development, I gave away free company merch. These book tabs were the cheapest gift that I never gave away. I donated my stock to the local library. And Genevieve is agreeing, saying, yeah, you're right. I tend to agree as well. Apparently, this is not a new item. She was giving them away with her duo of jars of slop. Exactly this. So I did a little bit of a dive and found that to be the case. It was tied in with that Godmother's bookstore. She was doing a bundle where she gave away with, I believe it was with the honey. And so now she's selling a bundle with the honey. And I speculated the same thing. You know, she bragged about selling out, I think it was between 7 and 14 minutes. We'll just say 10 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark for the sake of argument. She bragged about selling out almost instantly. And that was exactly my thought. I thought, this is just tat. This is just crap she was giving away. She had a few left over. She needed attention always. But also, if you remember, she was just, being called out for the insane amount of inventory she had when that glitch, I'm calling it glitch with quotes because it wasn't a glitch. It was just lack of planning. But when the glitch was discovered on her website and people could see her real stock, she had so much inventory. So I don't believe that all of a sudden people were motivated to just come over and buy all these bookmarks. I don't believe that even for a second. So what I think it was she probably had a couple left over. And I believe that a couple people probably bought the bookmark. Maybe. Her squad's pretty dumb, mediocre mafia, but a couple people bought the bookmark and that was that. And then she can mark it as sold out. But my point with bringing up the glitch is she needed something that, again, it's always about the algorithm for her. So I believe she needed something to cover up her big fat failure of having all that inventory in stock. So she wanted to be that if you Googled as ever, maybe this would come up and not that. That's just a guess. She likes to do things like that. So then she could announce something else on the website to try to distract and draw attention away from that. We could all see that she had all this inventory in stock. All right. And then we have this one. If you fall asleep here, how'd you place the bookmark in the correct spot? I mean, excellent question. I pointed out too, it's so crazy to me. I understand having a bookmark in a book. I understand having a bookmark in a journal. I don't understand this bookmark in the journal. If you're writing in a journal, you know where you left off. Maybe you have somebody pointed out in the comments, you like to have ribbon. I get that. A long, thin ribbon, so you can easily turn back to your page. Fine, that makes sense. I don't understand this bookmark in a journal. The journal's going to be heavier. It's going to probably flop around depending on what it's made of. It doesn't make, you're just going to wear out that bookmark even faster. It doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing she ever does makes sense. Gina says, OMG, she's just the worst. How blatant can I be? She really does believe that she has complete immunity. I think so too. She has zero morals and a dreadful character. I just always chalk it up to her thinking, it's just my opinion, I'm not diagnosing, but she just seems to think that she's the smartest in the room. Doesn't that go with narcissism? Thinking that you're more clever than everybody else. You're the smartest in the room. You're going to outsmart everybody. I just suspect it's something like that. So she thinks nobody will ever catch on. And then she can just throw around the ist words, massage, race, things like that, if she's ever called out for stuff. That's just my opinion there. Paula says they're not alike at all. The one on Etsy is both legible and affordable. That's pretty good, Paula. Pretty good. Terry says, how unlike her, eye roll. She doesn't possess one single original idea at all. Exactly this. I've gone over how quotes are taken and ideas are taken, and even her book has accusations of being taken. The bench, and even some of her stories have been there have been accusations like that miscarriage, whatever you want to call it, story. There are accusations that it is exactly taken from somebody else. Yeah, I don't like to get into medical stuff, but in general, that seems to be an ongoing theme of borrowing somebody else's stories and using them for your own. Your favorite cupcake says she's Somalian, not Nigerian. Okay. If you're outside of America, you may be like, what? Okay. Yeah, that's just a big joke going on in America. I don't get political at all, and I'm not going to, but I'll just say we have big problem in America right now with some fraud going on, and it has to do with Somalia. So I found this pretty funny comment. All right. Milo says, if you're a luxury lifestyle brand, let's see, if you're a luxury lifestyle brand and you don't notice things like this before they hit Instagram, there's really just no hope for you. Let's take a look. I have it a little closer so you can see. There you go. So what they're showing you is it's not even correctly printed. It's not lining up quite right. See, it's not centered in the bookmark, the logo itself. It's just poor craftsmanship, it appears. Again, I point to this. This is where that picture is. I point to this where it was just poor craftsmanship. It appears even in the advertisement. I just don't think that the leather it appears to be bending already. And why, even if she's had this bookmark prototype for a while, why would you use that one in your advertisement? Because you can tell that something's going wrong with it. It just doesn't look right. There it is. There you can see. Look at the tip of it. It just doesn't. It looks like it's worn. Something's wrong. Why would you use that one? Doesn't make any sense. All right. Kel says, for real, a legible typeface is a baseline requirement in product creation too. That's exactly what I thought too. Maybe, I'm not defending Meghan, maybe you can make an argument that her mediocre mafia just really loves her handwriting. So fine, you're alienating, not that people are lined up to buy her products, but if for some reason somebody just really wanted to buy an overpriced leather bookmark, you're alienating those people because you can't read the handwriting on there. It looks crazy. So only the diehards are going to be all into that. Zara says she's an utter failure at everything. No talent, no skills, bad at business, and worse, at relationships. She's barely human, and her makeup artist deserves a raise. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, where to start with that? I'm not just going to call her names for the sake of calling her names, but I will say my go-to on her is this. I always say she's like an alien that's pretending to be human, but just kind of getting it a little bit wrong. That's just the vibe I get, where she just malfunctions sometimes. And I'm just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how you can get everything so wrong. You're not passing as a human. Again, I'm not diagnosing, but I'm just asking, is that a narcissism thing? Let me know in the comments. You're welcome to. Just not passing as a human? I thought that they were more clever than that. Maybe not. I don't know. All right. Annabelle says, freakish attention to detail. Believe me, I had the same thought. It's my favorite thing to point out. There's two things that I like to point out a lot, and it's Harold of Harold and Fraud, when he pointed out William's alarming lack. No, I'm sorry. He called Prince William alarmingly bald. So again, he can point out that Prince William has had some hair loss, but has no awareness that to me, it looks way worse than Prince William could dream of. And then we have Meghan calling out Catherine and patting herself on the back and says she has a freakish attention to detail. And yet she gets all the details wrong constantly. Name any project, anyone, and we could probably point out all the details she's gotten wrong on that thing. It is outstanding. It's actually difficult at this point to get so many things wrong, but yet here she is. Freakish attention to detail. Maggie says her meticulous attention to detail. Exactly. Listen, I'm not just bashing on Meghan. We all make mistakes. Believe me, I've been there, done that. It happens. But I'm not sitting here calling out people. Well, I call it Meghan's because hello, but I'm saying like, she's nitpicking Catherine and bragging about her own freakish attention to detail. That's the difference. I don't brag about mine. I'm the first to call out when I make a mistake. Meghan is incapable of doing that because she doesn't think she makes any mistakes. That's the difference. All right. Incel Riot Studios says, this is what happens when you get your designers from Fiverr. If I were in charge of that, it would be precise to 0.01 microns. Okay, so in case you're not aware, Fiverr is a website where you can pay someone typically $5. The price can vary. And you can outsource like small projects like, hey, make me a logo, or hey, it could be anything, like make me a motto for my company, make me a song, something like that. And of course, prices are going to vary depending on, I've seen where people write you a book, ghostwrite you a book, things like that. You do all kinds of stuff. But then there's some of it's good quality, but then some of it's not, So I think that's where they're going, is just throw a couple of bucks at someone and have them do it. And you're going to have things that are a little wonky. So that's pretty good. All right. Mocking SF Value says, them. We meant to do that. Yes, that's it. So what they're trying to say is any day now, there'll be a clap back from her or the squad, the mediocre mafia, saying that was intentional, that they meant to put it off center or off kilter like that. I don't think so. This person says, how is her brand luxury? She doesn't seem to understand what luxury is any more than understanding what royalty is. I thought that was pretty brilliant. That's exactly it. The lack of crispness and definition of the script is a problem too. It should have been refined or better quality vector file requested before transferring it to the finished product. It's funny how she tries to embellish the level of input in this collaboration. I thought this was such a good point. Absolutely. All right. Next, we have Princess Carparkle, friend of the show, honk honk friend. She says, Meghan Markle thinks we're so stupid and don't have long-term memories, doesn't she? These bookmarks are nothing more than leftover stick from Godmother's bookstore promotion. Back in November or October, they were part of an in-store bundle. Yep, I found the same thing. If you bought a honey duo, you got the ugly-ass bookmark. So now, after her stock numbers were exposed, and she hasn't had anything sell out quickly, she randomly releases, that's what I think too, leftover garbage for $18. I guarantee she only had maybe 50 of them, and that's why they sold out in 10 minutes. Ding, ding, ding. Same page. That's exactly what I think too. It's a look over here, and look how fast I sold out. again, thinking that the rest of us are dumb, that we'll just magically forget that she had all this crazy amount of inventory, but yet these bookmarks are the magical miracle thing that everybody wants to buy. Makes less than no sense. I guarantee she only had maybe 50 of them, and that's why it sold out in 10 minutes. It also tells me her sales at the bookstore were crap. Selling something that was originally free with purchase is ... a choice. While a bookmark in a bookstore makes sense, a random bookmark from a woman who admits she doesn't read on a website that sells nothing book or reading related is a grift. Exactly this. It's just cheap crap. Now, one of you guys that's so brilliant, put in the comments, it's one step above a comb sheath. I thought that was so funny. So funny. Absolutely. Meghan Markle is a con artist. Hi, Princess Carparkle. Thank you so much for this. Same page. And then she posted from Godmothers here, where leftover stick from the Godmother. So she's showing the Godmother's original bundle. And as ever, there you go. This person says neither of the Sussexes have adapted to the new reality. The internet never forgets. They still operate in a print media world where finding their previous actions and words can't be done with a few keystrokes, and transparency laws and fiscal reporting requirements don't exist. I think so. I think it's part that. I think, again, they think they're the smartest. I think that they think they're so important that people will just take them at their word. That's not how it works. It doesn't matter who you are. You're always going to have people who love you and people who can't stand you. Believe me, I get it. It's fine. But you have to know with that comes people who will remember things that you've said, and they'll be like, that doesn't make sense, or they'll go back and find things. So it's just kind of funny that Harry and Meghan are the only ones that don't seem to understand this concept. Princess Anastasia says, that's what irks me the most. She thinks we're so gullible and undiscerning. I think so too. But what's funny is the more dumb moves like this she makes, it doesn't make us look dumb. It makes her look dumb. And honestly, it makes her followers look dumb. Because after every fiasco, I always say, how can anybody still support her? I've made this connection before. I'll make it again. I don't ever cross into religion here. But I will in this case and say it's like Scientology. At the beginning of Scientology, I get why somebody might be fooled into thinking it's a good idea. But once you start learning about it, and once you start seeing more and more about it, I don't understand how anybody nowadays could fall for it. I just don't get it. I don't understand how anybody nowadays could fall for Harry and Meghan. I don't get it. So, yeah. It just makes her followers look dumb. She knows her base is stupid and will buy it. Well, there is that. I really, truly don't think there's that many in her base. I really don't. I think that the ones there are young, and I think they have multiple accounts. I also think that her buddy has bots involved to try to inflate numbers to make it look like she has more of a presence, more of a following than I think she actually has. I've seen too much. I've seen behind the curtain. Doing what I do and reporting on this stuff and the comments that I get, it's too coincidental. So it's either the same person or a few same people, or it's bots, or it's both. I tend to think it's both. Definitely she has a couple people out there and they're loud and rabid. It's fine. But I'm saying they wouldn't have the same typos. They wouldn't use the exact same emoji as each other every time. It seems to be bots that are malfunctioning is what I really, really think. All right. John Peter says the question remains, what is she going to do with that fortune and leftover stock? Discount heavily? Take a financial hit? Store it until, like her, it's past its best before date? Let it rot? There are many options now that her sold out caption has been revealed as a lie. That's what I wondered too. So this is going to be interesting because if you think about she's got herself into a pickle here. She is sitting on all this inventory. We know this because we saw, I'm going to say big fat allegedly, but we saw the stock and the inventory numbers because of her website. She's sitting on so much product It does have sell-by dates and shelf lives and all that. So what's she gonna do? How does that work? Is she gonna have a massive clearance sale? Is she gonna pretend like she's switching flavors so she has to sell out of these other ones? Or is it more of a pride thing where she'll just throw them into dumpsters and not say a word about it and pretend like it's sold? That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. I saw and I talked about in another video, somebody had a theory that I thought was pretty great, which is she'll dilute her wine and turn it into a cooking wine. And I thought, oh, now that's interesting. That might be a thing. What's she going to do with all those flour sprinkles and I don't know, all the other crap she's trying to sell? How's that going to work? All the runny spread that nobody asked for. All right. This person says Markle exploits her limited intellect fans into purchasing massively overpriced garbage. I also wonder too, does she make Harry buy some of it? You know, like when your kids are selling, I don't know, stuff for their school, and instead of having them go, you have them hit up a couple neighbors' houses, but as a parent, you end up buying most of the crap yourself. Not that we'd ever do that, but you end up buying most of the crap yourself. And so it's just like so much pressure. So is that what's happening, do you think, in their household? I don't know that Harry and Meghan live together anymore or can stand each other or talk to each other. But I do wonder if Harry, because she likes to point out that he loves her, not that she loves him. So I wonder if he still in some weird way pines for her in a weird, like controlling kind of way. And so I wonder if he buys her stuff to try to, I don't know, get back whatever's not there anymore. You can use your imagination on that. Whatever they're not doing anymore, I wonder if he tries to get her to do that stuff by buying her merch. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm onto something. Ew, gross. Oh, gross. I gross myself out with that one, but I'm dying to read your comments. Let me know. All right. Martina says, it cracks me up that the big announcement was about these ugly, overpriced bookmarks. It is funny. It is. Yep. And then it was just so ambiguous, the announcement itself. And I showed it all. Like, it was the worst PR ever. I just can't, I fail to believe. You won't convince me that she has actual PR people. If she does, they're horrible. And if they're not horrible, she's not listening to them because her ideas are always terrible, because it wasn't clear what she was even advertising. I had to go digging to figure it out. And you shouldn't have to do that on an advertisement. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. This is where I really want you guys to chime in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on all this. As always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. If you want to support my show, there are so many ways you can do that. Hitting the thumbs up, sharing this video, hitting the hype button has really helped. I appreciate that so much. I really do. Thank you for your regular comments. I love getting to know you all in the comments. I love your personalities. I notice when your thumbnails change, things like that. I get to know you all. You're great. Thank you for that. Thank you to everybody who's hit the join button. I don't thank you guys enough who are members. That means the world to me. If you hit the join button, you are supporting the show and you have access to special memes, and your comments are a little bit more highlighted. I see them and I appreciate that so much. Truly. Thank you for all that support. I meant to thank you sooner on that. What else? If you want to further support, check out my merch. I've got Everything's Fine. I've got Team Catherine. We love Catherine. Not Bloody Likely. I still have Beetlejuice stuff if you're into that. All kinds of stuff. Check that out. And if you also want to support, I have Patreon. Patreon's where I do all my bonus episodes. Lots of deep dives. Hundreds of episodes over there. So for as little as $5 a month, you get access to all my back catalog of episodes over there. You'll be sick of me in no time. Tons of stuff. It's not just Harry and Meghan stuff either. I've recapped the whole Sex and the City series. I've done tons of stuff over there. So check that out. I do 3 episodes a week, whereas most creators just post 1. I post 3. And that's how you can get your name at the end of the videos, like these lovely geese and ganders you see on the screen before you. Thank you to my executive producers for your support. All right, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have the best day. Take care. Stay healthy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you guys? Okay, let's talk. So Still my favorite part of the episode at the end. I love this red. I think it's so fun. I like how this sits. I know I'm obsessed with my shoulders like Meghan, but I am. I just like how this one sits. I think it's so fun. I like the red silk. I always get compliments when I wear red. I just think it's a fun shirt. So in honor of our Catherine, I wore this one. I just think it's fun. Okay, what else? So I'm not really making a big deal out of it. I'm just letting you guys that stay tuned to the end know I'm about to take just a few days and get away. I'm getting away from my computer. I did not plan on being sick a few weeks ago and missing all that time. I thought I would just take, a couple days here toward the later part of January. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So you'll still have content. I'm still recording. I'll still have stuff out. I'll still have shorts. My point is if I'm not as active in the comments for a few days, and I like something big happens, I just don't even want to bring my computer with me. So I'm not planning to. So if something big happens, I promise you I will hit it as soon as I get back. Just going to take a few days, not even do anything too big, just taking a few days and just, that's my plan. But anyway, if anything crazy happens, which it will, because every time I try to take a few days, they do something nuts. If anything crazy happens, then I will cover it as soon as I get back. Thank you guys for being so lovely, so supportive. I appreciate you all so much. If you stay tuned in the comment, if you stay tuned this long in the comments, let me know anything. Let me know. Let me know about Catherine. I love her so much. What did you think of the red? What did you think of hearing that about predicting Prince George will be 6'4"? There's hope that our Charlotte will be really tall. I love tall people. I love tall women. I think it's fantastic. I am a tall woman. I'm raising a tall, not quite woman. I call her baby lady, my little baby lady. I'm raising my goose to my gosling to be a tall woman. We'll see. So anyway, let me know what you thought of our Catherine, and thank you guys so much for being here. So if I don't respond to you in the comments, don't take it personally. I will be back in a few days and I will catch up. And my Patreon, I've got episodes ready to go. You guys won't even notice a difference, and episodes ready to go here. So you won't even notice. I'm just letting you know. So thank you guys so much. Have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.